Good evening. Stephen Kent Mirassou here. I've been thinking a lot about balance and what that means as far as winemaking is concerned, and what it means as far as a view to defining an aesthetic set of principles or an aesthetic philosophy for winemaking. And it's a work in progress. It's a topic that is, I think, fundamental for me in terms of understanding more about what it is that we're actually doing in the cellar, and what we're doing in the vineyard, what we're doing as people who make wine because we're compelled to make beautiful things that add pleasure to people's lives. So it really does become a fundamental thing for me, a fundamental topic, a fundamental way of thinking about our business, my work life, which includes writing as well as winemaking. And the more obvious definition of balance as far as wine is concerned is the balance between the elements of wine: wood, acid, fruit, tannin, structural elements, fruit elements. You want to have those elements in balance in order to create something that's beautiful. And I don't believe you can have great wine without being beautiful wine. And in order to be beautiful, you need to have a balanced wine, a wine that isn't necessarily 1/4 of all those elements, but is a wine that displays a sense of seamlessness when you're talking about the structural elements and the organoleptic elements, the flavor and aromatic components of the wine. That's a simpler thing, I think. Still worthy of a lot of thought and writing and talking. The deeper and more complicated aspect of balance is the sense of an environment in which something can be made that ends up being beautiful, that ends up being life-changing, that ends up being emotionally connective. And I think that in that regard, balance is about trying to create a vision in one's head that has beauty as a goal, maybe not the only goal, but certainly beauty as a goal, a seamlessness, a vision of the possibilities of each lot of fruit that come in through the winery in any given harvest, in any given year. I have a belief, and that every lot of grapes, every Cabernet clone from Gilmedi Vineyard, every lot of Cabernet that we're getting from George's 3 in Napa Valley or Bates Ranch in the Santa Cruz Mountains has an ineffable but absolutely concrete sense of purpose to it, and sense of what is right for that particular lot of fruit in that given time period. And it's our job as winemakers to help shepherd the becoming of that wine. And there's a balance between what winemakers do and what grape growers do, what vigneron, that term that means sort of grape grower and winemaker, what vigneron do in order to help shepherd sometimes unruly fruit into something that's beautiful, something that's balanced by its very nature. And so I'm spending a lot of time figuring out, how is it that we help each of those lots of fruit become the thing that it's supposed to be? And how to identify what it's supposed to be? Not easy. Now, experience certainly is part of it. Knowing the vineyard sites is certainly part of it. Knowing the more sort of macro effects of weather and watering and fertilization are all parts of it. But there's something deeper, I think, that goes to sort of the center of things, goes to the sort of, again, kind of ineffable essence of that lot of fruit. And it's that I'm just trying to work out. You know, I spend my time thinking a lot about how to make something that's going to make your life better, make my life better, something that's going to be profoundly connective. So I'm still trying to work on figuring out what this idea of philosophical balance is. It's not grape growing balance exactly, and it's not winemaking balance exactly. There's something about identifying with the essence of the thing that you do, the work that you do, the mission that you're on, and the products that you have to work with to create the thing that manifests that philosophy. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm spending a lot of time on these days. If you have any hints about how I might be able to delve more deeply into that, I'd love to know. This video will be on my website, on my YouTube channel. It will also be in audio form on my podcast, The Word on Wine and Words. And if you have any comments about the subject, you have any helpful advice as to how one might delve more deeply into this, I would love to hear about it. Cheers. Hope you have a wonderful and safe night, and I hope you drink something delicious. Cheers.